Jail is what that was supposed to say. The president can get people out of trouble even if they haven't been to jail yet. Sorry about those technical issues. The software I'm using wouldn't let me use more than 10 minutes straight. So here we go with video 2B. There's not too much more. We're going to wrap up checks and balances right here real quick. Another thing that the executive branch can do to the judicial branch is to appoint the judges, like we said, and they can even refuse to enforce their decisions. All right, you guys probably heard of Andrew Jackson before. Maybe you heard of the Trail of Tears. Andrew Jackson was originally told by the Supreme Court not to send the Native Americans on the Trail of Tears, but he refused to enforce their decision, and he did it anyways. Okay, let's move on to our last branch. The judicial branch can declare things unconstitutional. That's a big deal. If Congress passes a law that doesn't go with the Constitution, the Supreme Court's the only one who can tell them that they are wrong because it doesn't go with the Constitution. Right? They did this with the Supreme Court case Obergefell v. Hodges when they said anti-gay marriage laws were unconstitutional. And nowadays, gay marriage is legal. Right? They can also declare actions of the president unconstitutional. They did this for President Trump early on in his presidency. He tried to stop people from coming to America. He promised when he was campaigning to stop all people who believed in Islam from coming to America. During the first couple of weeks, he attempted to do that in a way, and the Supreme Court said, no, you can't block somebody just because of their religion. Okay, the other big deal is that judges are appointed for life. The reason why that matters is because if the president appoints the wrong person, then that person is on the Supreme Court forever until they get impeached or until they choose to retire. Okay, there was one president once who said, I only have 2 regrets, and they're both sitting on the Supreme Court. He really didn't like who he chose for the Supreme Court because he didn't think that they were going to turn out to believe in the political ideas that they did. Okay. The next thing that I want you to do is to pause the video, and I want you to click on the link on the right side of the page. Okay, there should be a little button, and you should be able to go to this video. What I want you to do is to watch that YouTube video and look for other examples. You're going to fill in the examples in that triangle in your notes. The big triangle that looks like a recycling sign, I want you to fill that out. If an arrow is pointing from judicial to executive, then you're going to put things there that the judicial branch can do to the executive branch. Okay, so you're going to do that by watching the video on the side. I'll give you a minute to check that out. Pause the video and go take care of that. Okay, now that you're back, we're at the end, and we are heading to Principle 5 next. Principle 5 and 6 are not as closely tied as separation balances and checks and separation of powers and checks and balances, but this is what you are going to work on next. So wrap up that arrow, make sure that you got everything that you need, and get ready to move on to Principle 5.